In to the chop shop. I'm retro. Let's get it. We in the chop shop. We live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. We live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. I'm talking sports talk, so turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop. Yeah, it's lit in the chop shop, turn your dials up in the drop top. They ain't based in debate, but they keep it fact straight, going 30 for 30. Let's do a first take on Facebook Live from 12 to 2. Rob Hatter and Jim Hicks going back and forth like Claude Ray and Skip Bayless and Stephen Smith. From on the court, off the court, straight to the field. Not a man that steals, but I made it steal to the octagon where I fight to kill. We go face to face, then you write your will. I don't play tennis, but I bring the racket. I'm on the floor, I attack the basket, put you in the casket when I'm overlapping. Never showing mercy, cause I'm always snapping. Never showing mercy when I'm in the arena. Step into the ring, he hit me as I beat him. Step into the court, I'm never backing down. Killing competition, I'm smacking down. Let me get back to the other stuff at the chop shop, cause they cutting up. It's retro coming to you live to the chop shop. Now let's turn it up. Yeah, we in the chop shop, man. Shout out to Jim Hicks and Rob Hatter. You can catch the chop shop live from 12 to 2 on Facebook Live. Let's get it. We in the chop shop. We live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. We live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the chop shop.
Shop. What's going on, guys? Yours truly, Jim Hicks. Robert Haller's on location, getting ready for those TSU Tigers as they take on the Kansas Jayhawks this afternoon in the NCAA first round. We're going to have an abbreviated version today. As you guys know, it's Spring Icebreaker Weekend in Houston. Let me tilt that thing to the side now. It's Spring Icebreaker Weekend. Let me give you a little dip. Give you a dip so you can see the band. There we go. Now, Spring Icebreaker Weekend, everything tips off tomorrow with the Unsigned Seniors Showcase Division of the Spring Icebreaker. And let me get the microphone a little closer for y'all that can't hear me in the back. We're going to give everybody a chance to load on up in here. Once again, Haller will be joining us shortly. And we'll conversate with him and get everything popping. But Spring Icebreaker, Unsigned Seniors Showcase, completely sold out. Sold out. And actually it was sold out last week, over the weekend. And that's great, because that means these 12th graders around the area are taking the opportunity to help achieve and further their goals and their dreams, short-term goals and dreams of getting a free college education, or next to free, or as closest to free as possible, and they're getting to play some basketball, and while doing so. So this thing, I have college coaches, a number of them have reached out to me this morning saying they're coming in Houston and they're coming to town. With the details, we will have, basically what we do with these Unsigned Senior Showcases, we want to pull back the mat and let you guys understand in a nutshell. This time of year, a lot of people are anxious. A lot of people are, because things you've invested so much as parents into the sport, and you're looking for a return on your investment. And along the way, many people may have told you, and guess what? And some people's going to project, and they're not going to get them all right. But it may have made you believe that your kid was a no-brainer to play college basketball for free. And sometimes things doesn't happen like that. But now it comes a time where you invest in if you have a 12th grader, parents, you will invest in the short term series of unsigned senior showcases. There's going to be about, maybe I would say easy, about 10 of them around the state of Texas within the next month. And you invest in them hoping that you can get a short-term gain. One thing that's good about unsigned senior showcases is that the college coaches who come, they know what grade the players are. They know there's not supposed to be any ninth graders there. They're not supposed to attend. So everybody in the building is supposed to be immediately available to attend or as a prospect to attend that particular college. That's the good thing about it. So that means your exposure is maximized by you being on the right court. You know, sometimes I'm saying every court at an unsigned senior showcase is main court. If you get what I'm saying. So that's the good thing, or a good thing about this weekend. And we look forward to RCS Sports will be in full force. Doug Jones will be in the house evaluating. Archie Young is going to have a camera on one court, filming every game. Jeffrey Day will have a camera on the second court, filming every game. And the college coaches will be 2 coaches on each bench, 2 games going at the same time. We have 8 teams with about 8 players on each team. That's 64 players. That's very manageable. And you know what? You're not stuck in the gym all day. You know, you go to some events and unsigned senior events, and you'll see player camps, and players be over in the bleachers laying down with their hands like this. They're laying against the thing. This play, sit, play, sit, play. And every game is 20 to 25 minutes. Period. So come on out. It's a brand new facility where we're hosting this thing. It's called the ULH Event Center. It's located on the Beltway 8, right off the I-45 intersection, right behind the Hyatt Place Hotel. The Hyatt Place Hotel, that's the host hotel for this unsigned senior division of the Spring Icebreaker. So all of the college coaches who are coming to work in the event, we are paying for them to stay in Houston. So you never heard of that. I'm just telling you, that's unheard of. And it's the first time for everything. I understand a coach in there, but every single coach that working this event and is a volunteer gets free room and board from RCS Sports or from the Spring Icebreaker. That is. Is it too late for seniors? Yes, it's too late. The only way that we probably can even sniff at a 12th grader right now for the unsigned senior showcase. Jeremy Cunningham asked a good question. I'll put it right there in the boom boom room for you guys to see. The only way is if the player is 6'6" or taller. So if he's 6'6" or taller, then we'll make space for him and play kind of like how airplanes do when they when they book a flight. We know we at capacity, but there's a chance that somebody's not going to show up. And that way, that's 6'6", because you always can use front court bodies. We have a few. I'm not going to, and one thing I don't do, I'm not going to use names as bait and tell you guys who's there, who's coming. So that way now everybody will be like, oh man, so-and-so going to be there. It's cool. No, hell with that. Most people knew about it. Most were invited. We went through the high school coaches. And guess what? Those who chose not to attend, there's going to be other opportunities, but not at this cost. Not the way that we're running it. And not compartmentalized as far as with your time. These kids will arrive, check-in is at 11 a.m. So that means they'll be checking in from 11 to 11:30. Playing their first game about 12. Last game is like at 2:30, 2:45. You're out of there at 3:15. Done. 3 hours. Done. That's unheard of. So anyway, that's it on that. And as far as Spring Icebreaker, we have the brackets. I posted them last night. Forgot I told everybody that the showcase games will come out last night and the brackets today. I got started and did it backwards, and I put the brackets out last night and the showcase. So that means the showcase games will be pumped in there on today. And I say the best for last. The showcase team, we got, of course, Friday. We have some showcase games already posted on Friday's schedule. And one of the, I think we got Premier Academy playing Top Guns. Here's the thing about Friday. Friday, if you're playing, it's the best opportunity to get exposure without having to win. Because you play on Sunday, you have to get, I'm talking about regular tournament bracket teams. You have to earn your way there to the main courts on Sunday. Saturday, everybody's playing at some point on Saturday. So that means you got to pick and choose. While you playing your good game, another team is playing their good game. Another showcase team is playing while you playing. So now on Friday, everybody's fresh and the eyes are fresh and everybody's waiting to see what this guy. So that means now the attention is easier to get to going to that attention from people like myself, Doug Jones, Jeffrey Day, Archie Young, not just to name a few. And we have other people coming in town. Tim Littlefield with the Texas Hoops, with the Gasso, he's going to be here. It's a lot. Doug Jones handles all the media. And, of course, the guys is media credentials, Jones at rcssports.com. And, but, this is spring icebreaker, man. But I'm talking about the Friday night showcase game. If whatever you're doing, there's one game that sticks out and says, like, come here. You got to see this. It's the Texas Takeover, right? Versus the Houston Superstars. The Texas Takeover, that team there has, that team has the makings to be, I don't want to put too much pressure on them, to be the this year's version of what a 3D Empire did last year. It has the makings of to be. We'll see, the roster says one thing, but the performance says another. We gotta wait till they gotta play the games. They gotta win. They gotta win again and again and again. That's what makes and builds up something like that. But that program has the young man Keanu Dawes, nickname him KD. He's about 6'7". He's at Stratford High School over in the Spring Branch ISD. This young man is currently ranked number 77 in the country according to Rivals.com. He is definitely worth you coming to check him out. If you didn't go see Stratford, so now you get to see him on the court. One thing about you see these type of teams like play now, making our district is great, but pretty much every team out here on the 17 and under, in the 11th grade or the 12th grade level, especially in the showcase teams, pretty much everybody on the team made all district. So you get to see a bunch of all district, all stars merge together for a common goal of trying to get some W's in. And then thanks, Kim, that game's at 8:30 p.m. The Houston Superstars, that's John Urie, in case you didn't know. And John Urie is every year, guess what? He helped produce PJ Haggerty, his latest, on a long line of guys that John Lucas put his fingerprints on, starting, of course, way back 20 some odd years ago with TJ Ford, Daniel Ewing, and those guys. Then his next up for John Urie was, believe it or not, you guys may not know this, but Jawan McClellan and Daniel Gibson, they both played in the 8th grade for John Ury. Now, back then, Daniel Gibson played for a team called the H-Town Ballers. That was a mom and pop team that they were very good too. Of course, we eventually would grow to learn because they were very good. Because Daniel Gibson but that team was good and big as far as 8th graders. Then he played for the H-Town team based out of the Fundy. So he parlayed with teams, but John Ury got and put him out there, helped put him out there first in 8th grade. But he didn't play for John in the 9th grade on up. But in the 8th grade he did. Also, the next up, Gerald Green played for John Ury before leaving and going with Rick Nelson when they formed the Houston Elite back in summer 2004. Jimmy Butler, we mixed up him along the way, played for John Ury. And after then, the next guy up that he had a couple of guys that he pumped up that didn't necessarily live up to the hype, like a Cody Augustus and all. But then Ray Penn was the next one up. You had Ray Penn. Then you had Joseph Young. And you go on and on for those young men. And the thing about it, if you just think about it as you guys volunteering for this basketball sport, I got a question for you. Why is it that so many kids and men or guys that played grassroots basketball, why are so few who actually goes back and invest into the program from which they played for? You follow me? Why so many or so few actually go and invest into the program from which they played for? And that's a good question. I want to ask you guys, what's your thoughts on that? Because put it like this. I just named you guys about 7, 8 guys from John Ury's program, right? What if each one of those guys donated $1,000 a year, just 1,000, and say, "Here, John, this is our tithe looking out for you, man. We appreciate it. It's 1,000." Those are extra resources that can go into the budget of helping, and that means now the parents will have to pay less fees, and it makes it a recyclable, hands-on deck, village to raising a child type scenario. And so that's why I put it out there. And as I asked the question, think about it. Doug Jones has an answer. He says there's an easy way. Many of them use the program just like the programs use them. Not many look at it like a family. I'm just letting that sit there. Just gonna let that sit there. And you guys tell me what you think about it. Just give me your thoughts. And my question is, just tune in. Let's share the show right now first. I'm gonna invite everybody. I need a good share. Let's go out with a bang. And understand, we're gonna do a short hour today, not 2 hours, because we have so much to do in regards to the spring icebreaker. We got Heather is joining us in the
I'm in practice. That's why I've been muting y'all out a little bit. What's up, everybody? Give us a share right now. We're gonna give you a good hot hour Jimmy, we're practicing at TCU's basketball facility, which is world class. Got a chance to see the football stadium. This is my first time ever on TCU's campus. And, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I understand how kids would come up here and fall in love. So I really do understand. But you were talking about, Jimmy, earlier. You were talking about how people need to come back and give, I think, to their summer programs. Was that the subject?
Yeah. Why don't they? Why don't more? We see more. It should almost feel like, you should feel obligated. Because, and that's the
why
thing.
Why should they feel obligated? But tell me why. Give me your reason for you said obligated. You got to understand, people are taught to give. I know you just saying it, but tithe is different. Right? When you come out and give a program something, you giving your offer. Tithe is 10% of your income or your increase. So when you're giving you mean these guys should come back and give to their program. But guess what? You got to understand, people are taught to do everything. If you're not taught to be a giver, in this summer basketball game, everybody's taking. Everybody, and I think Doug mentioned it, everybody ain't just the good person using you. It's just everybody is taking in this community. Everybody, think about it. The things that I've done for the people, for the 3 years I sponsored a franchise also, ain't nobody's ever came back and said, man, thank you. Nothing. So this society, we have to teach. It's got to be taught to give. You gotta understand this 400 years of bondage that we've been under. We never had them, so we just wanted to take. We just wanted to take. You ain't got nothing. How the hell you gonna deal with what you ain't got? And so we have to be taught and pre-programmed and culturally conditioned to give back to something that has been given to you. People don't even like to give. Think about it. People don't even like to give to church. People don't understand why they should give. They think they give it to the church. No, you're not giving to church. You give by your commitment to God. Don't give to no church. If I was tight, ain't no way in the world I'm going to go give no money to no pastor or give no money to no church. I give because my commitment, because I feel that's where I get everything that I have. So he asks for a tenth of it, I give it back. It ain't that. That's then above that you can give an offering. So, but a lot of people don't know how to give. Like Jimmy, flat out simple. People don't like to give nothing unless they get something. That's just flat out simple. People don't like to give, and but we just got to figure out a way and explain it. I never explained to those guys, hey man, I never explained it to no guy on my team. Man, I'm giving you this. No. I'm planting a seed in you. I'm doing something for you, and I just hope you come back. I didn't do that. Maybe that's bad on my damn part. I'm not going to blame the kids. I didn't teach them. You follow me? I can't blame the kids. But Robert Hatter did not teach them. I just gave, and I just gave, and I just gave. I didn't sit down and say, look here, man, do y'all know this much? Do y'all know how y'all got on these planes? Do y'all know these nice hotel rooms y'all staying in? You know who paying for them? Do y'all know these nice rental cars we driving in? Do you know who paying for them? I'm giving to y'all, and I hope I never gave them that talk, Jim. And you convicting me right now because I never gave them the talk. But I'm man enough to say I didn't do it. A lot of people just not man enough or woman enough to say it. And once we get to a fact that's why even these young kids at TSU, Johnny Jones got up in front of these kids one day, because you got to understand, they brought me into these kids' circle. I'm on the kids' bus. I'm on the kids' plane. I'm in the hotel. And nobody explained to these kids who I was. Johnny Jones explained to these kids, do y'all know who y'all got in the midst of y'all? Ain't no program in the whole country got a guy like Robert Hatter riding on their bus. Nobody. They got the experience. But guess what? If we don't tell them, how the hell are they gonna know? You follow me? We can sit up here and blame them. I'm gonna come back and give $1,000. Man, ain't nobody conditioned me to come back and give. You got to be conditioned to come back and give. You don't like everybody don't like to give. Just go to state for fee. A lot of y'all don't like to give. Some you don't. But if some of y'all are conditioned to give, then it just comes. It's just second nature. Hey man, I'm giving. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. Everybody ain't like that. I'm glad you talked about this stuff because that's a unique subject. I'm guilty of not teaching all the kids in our program. Dude, where does money come from? This money this ain't coming from Nike. This coming out of Robert Haddle's bank account. I still got the receipts, Jimmy. I kept them for posterity so I can have them in my record book. I still got the receipts. We didn't go to McDonald's. We went to we sat down at nice restaurants. We went to I can't tell you the restaurant we went to, but we went to nice restaurants. So it's a unique thing. I'm glad you're bringing up this topic because the guys in our community, the guys who are over these teams, they should condition and teach these guys, man, how hard it was for Robert Haddle to make this money, for you to fly around on these flights, and allow for your daddy to come in and sleep in a room if he wants you. Allow for your mom. I can never tell them, Jimmy. So I'm blaming me. I'm not blaming the kid. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go so long.
And of course, I'm looking at some of the comments right now. And I'm just tuned to the Chop Shop. Of course, the first question it was asked, why do you guys think that there's so few players who make it become a professional in life? Not a professional basketball player, not a professional baseball player or football player, a professional in life. So very few actually go back to that very program for which served as a platform for them, for their development, and reach down and give to the next man up. Why do you think so few? And I'm looking at some of the comments that I've been posting from Doug Jones and Sandra. She threw out a topic, and that is Moody. He chimed in about Chicago, and I want to ask you. He says in Chicago, a lot of players start their own programs, but overall, the majority give back to the program and the communities. The majority give back to which program? That is Moody. Did you really mean? Do they give back? Do they give back to the communities the programs for which they played, or the ones they established? And that's the question. Because that's the thing. That ain't just a Chicago thing. That's around the country. Think about the new fad started happening around 15 years ago, when a guy made pro because the representation team, the financial advisors and whatnot, when the guy is going pro, it became easily understandable that if you start the 501c3, get your nonprofit arm of your business, of your organization, and that way now it can serve as many platforms, and you can help your family members. If you notice, most star professional athlete or most of your nonprofits that name is under the namesake or affiliated with a pro athlete, it has a family member as the president. It has a family member as the director. It has a family member. That's normally you see them working.
Jimmy, can I add something here, Jimmy?
Just that.
Let's quit talking about professional athletes. Forget them. It's more programs who do more for them guys. Forget about the team. Everybody ain't gonna have a professional athlete. My thing is talking about the everyday program. If you benefited from this program, you go off the college, you get you a job. Like my son right now, he had no connection to none of the teams. Me and him talked about this. I said, which one? He had no connection to none of the teams. He know that his dad is the one paid for these teams. But he had no connection to the Houston Hoops. No connection. So why would he come back and give to the Houston Hoops? He had no connection. So let's forget about the pros that come back and give a team of the benefit their family members. Let's forget about that. Because those are far and few between. Those are far and few between. What about the rap, the Keith White, what you call the Keith White's program, the Houston Superstar, the Houston Super, the Houston, all of these guys. It's more of them than there are of pro athletes. You follow me? It's more. So we can't depend on the pro athlete all the time. That's the point I'm trying to make. But it's enough of us, enough of these young guys who played on Keith White teams. Like you said, come back and give the John Urich team. Come back and give the Bobby Benjamin team. Come back and give to whoever. Y'all, I don't know everybody's team. But what if enough of just the regular everyday guys who get a job? Dude, you don't have to give a lot. Jimmy, just be consistent. Just say, well, look here, man. I can commit to y'all for the year. I can commit to $50 a month. Y'all just here. I'm just going to send it to you like I'm sending a bill. Jimmy, that stuff adds up. We can't wait on the guy to come give us the big money. That's why I love Barack Obama. I keep talking about his campaign. He had a grassroots campaign. That's the first time I ever gave money to a president ever in my damn life. But I was giving money to that campaign. And then they just explained, you don't have to give those hundreds of $1,000. Just commit to that 100, that 500. That's just whatever you gonna give. And guess what? These motherfuckers, they still keep sending me emails from that day. Or once they get the email, they go always email you. But I was just explaining. So I know what you're saying. But Jimmy, we can have a better impact. It's just the everyday guy. I got a degree. And Bobby Ginger helped me get a degree. I got a job. I'm a teacher. I can't give you no $1,000 a month. But I can commit to this. I can commit to this. See, that's where we got to get smarter in how we deal. It guess what? It'll make a better impact on these programs.
And looking, what I want to add something what you just said a while ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of those kids don't have the connection to those programs, and here's what immediately come to mind. Whenever there's a situation going on, like just say you got clothes in your closet, every now and then we all do a little what they call spring cleaning, right? Mm-hmm. And I normally keep stuff and I put it in the shed and get ready for the back to school drive every year in August. But the last couple of years, because of the pandemic, we haven't been able to have the back to school drive with the George McClellan Foundation, because of COVID. So a lot of that stuff it started to pile up.
Right.
So then what do you do then? It's like, me, I'm the type. It's just me. I like to kind of know the direction of my dog.
Give it my stuff too.
Yeah, I kind of like to, and guess what? And maybe we shouldn't be like that, but I really like to have control of the direction. That way, I know. Sometimes I want all my people to get my stuff. Put it like that. Sometimes.
I feel the same way.
So
exactly the same. So I call a couple of people, a couple of partners will come by. They call and check and they want to get, hey man, get some shoes. Got some shoes, give me some sneakers. So they'll come, hey man, get a coat, get this, that. But then it's still a lot of stuff left. So then what do you do then? You know what we do? We'll go. We'll say, man, I'm finna go and I'm gonna go and take it and drop it by the church. Or most people, general people, know they do. They'll call and give it to Goodwill. Or Big Brothers and Sisters, Purple Heart. And my point is, there's not a real direct connection with Goodwill, Purple Heart, Big Brothers and Sisters, but we still know, or Red Cross for their sake. Red Cross,
let's go and take the example and transfer it over to something that we all know about in recent years. Those are floods and the floodings in Houston, Texas. Red Cross. Well, first of all, when the floods come, people losing stuff, losing their items, they need help. And know what we do? Know what we did, Al? Think about it. We could have easily donated stuff to the Red Cross, but we went and found an organization that we saw people that looked like us, trying to directly help people that look like us. And that was what they would call a Black Heart. What was they called?
I forgot the name of it. I forgot the name.
The Black Cross, something like that. It was Black something. And we got with them, collaborated with them. They took two 18-wheelers of goods down to Beaumont, and the school district gave us the parking lot to set up shop, and had that area, that community was lined up for how long were the cars lined up? How long were those cars lined up around the block? You couldn't even see where the cars ended at to get all that stuff. And guess what? We had no connection to the Beaumont community whatsoever. We had no connection to those people. But there was something that's why I was getting at in regard to basketball. You don't necessarily have to know your stuff is going in a direction if you see people doing it the right way. That's the thing. So maybe
think about what happened the other day. I want you to show me. I'm glad you said that. Think about what happened last week. A few weeks ago. Dee Richards had a basketball camp, right? Donald Hall watched the show, and he said, Hannah, hook me up with Chuck McGowan, because I want to sponsor 2 of the girls to get in there thing. Jimmy, he don't have a connection to those girls, but he had a connection to the chop shop. And when he did, see, the point I'm trying to make, man, when enough of us just sometimes do what we need to do, man, we ain't got to depend on nobody. That's really what I'm trying to get past. If enough of us, it doesn't have to be much. Donald Hall, guess what? Him paying for 2 girls, Daddy, ain't in his pocket. He told me, man, I was driven to do this. Didn't nobody else come on the feed and do it, but he did it. Jimmy, you follow me? Because he felt compelled to do so. Now we just got to get more people compelling to do stuff like that. These programs, and Jimmy, I'm telling you, I wish I had a program like you just made me think about some. See, I didn't grow up in a summer basketball program. I just give this, because of my connection to people. But we just got to learn, if y'all benefit, if your family, like these people bragging about we the coolest this, ain't nothing that program should want. Those people should go and help their program. And I'm sure they do. I just use them as an example. But if you got something out of something, go replenish it. If you keep taking out of the water, if you keep emptying the water jug, Jimmy, ain't gonna be nothing in the jug. So let's start putting in the jug so we can always have stuff in the jug. That's the kind of the point. I hope people understand what I was trying, because I see it all the time. I just hope that they think about that. But I don't know how you got on this subject, but we got to do it. We got to groom our young kids, because these grown folks, we can't do. They gonna do what the hell they want to. They gonna make a comment on here and they gonna go do nothing. But Jimmy, our kids, we can groom them to understanding the principles of reciprocity, and the principles of sowing, the principles of you got to sow. If you don't never sow, how you gonna expect to reap from? If you don't plant, man, how the hell you gonna plant? How you gonna expect to a harvest at the end of the year? See, a lot of us, we eat our seed. Cause we scared to go plant something in the ground, cause we scared it might back up. We can't wait till August. We can't plant no seeds, but we got to start learning how to plant seeds. You got to be a farmer. plant seeds and expect the harvest. So I just want to share that with people who just don't understand it sometimes.
now what we have now, of course, March Madness is underway right now, and the games are all over your local TV screens. And as usual, in case you didn't know, you missed the fact on yesterday, right?
What you do? What happened?
Is there are 87 players from the state of Texas, 87 that are playing in March Madness. In 87.
87.
Not in postseason. That's not counting the NIT. That's not counting just in March Madness.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
87 from Texas. And one of the games on is, of course, here's the thing. I'll invite you guys to do. This thing, when I told you, the magazine, this is what I mean when I say it when you mentioned Hatter last week, you know, and you said you attribute to it. It's a lot that goes into even the front cover. And my job when I make a front cover for the magazine is to make sure that by the time March comes around, that magazine will have value. Before you even open it up, a person will look at it and say, okay, he was, this is right. For example, this magazine on the front cover, I always take a case of them down to the media, and give them to the media at the state tournament and other folks. Mm-hmm. So right on the front cover, it has Wesley Yates, Terrence Arsenault. Well, they were, their team made it to state. So that means the magazine had value, it had substance on it before you even open it up. So now what I'm going to say, another thing that has value is the section on page 80. This thing right here, Texas Exes. What it does, it has the total number of Division I players, right? The total number from Texas that are on Division I rosters. 378 players from the state of Texas were on Division I rosters this season, right? Now, not all of them were active. That's the difference now. Some of them got red-shirted. You follow me? Some of them may have been walk-ons. I say were on their rosters. I didn't say how they were on the rosters. Now, another thing, this part right here. I'm going to call up to the thing. Read that. First, it tells you which college has the most players from Texas. Lamar led with 14, TSU with 10, Texas State with 10. Which out-of-state college has the most Texas players? Louisiana Tech had 6, IUPUI 5, Colorado State, McNeese, Oral Roberts also have 5. And we'll get back to that in just a second. But which metropolitan area has the most players on Division I rosters? You see that? Greater Houston, 167. DFW, 136. ASAC, 45. Now, this Colorado State thing, 5 players from the state of Texas on this Colorado State roster. Why is that important? Because right now, they're in the first round of the March Madness, and they're giving Michigan, Juwan Howard and his Michigan team, everything they want and some, Hatter. Everything they want and some right now in the first round. And we have, once again, 5 players from Texas. One of them is Houston's own Chandler Jacobs.
Yes.
From Elkins High School. He went and got it out the mud. He went the non-Division I route. And showed and proved his value. Committed to Texas Tech. And then did something that not many young men would do nowadays. Chris Beard left and went to UT. He still could have kept that. The assistant coach at the time, he still could have kept that off and went to Tech. They wanted it. He said, "No, it ain't the right fit. I'm going to Colorado State." People's like, "What? You going to where?" "I'm going to Colorado State." Chandler goes to Colorado State, and and goes there and balls out, right? And as it stands, this young man, this season, he's been a very valuable component in their success. They've only lost like 5 games all year, have they're like 25-5. And,
Absolutely.
And not just him, but we give the other guys, the other 4, give them some props as well from that. And what I brought this up about this category, this section of the magazine, it's on page 80. Whenever you get to home, this is the best part because while you're watching the game, right? Let's say you didn't know, all of the conferences are in alphabetical order. See the black headings, and I go and I look up. Colorado State is part of the Mountain West Conference, so I go to the M's, right, and I look up Mountain West, right, and I go look up Mountain West, and you see Colorado State at the bottom. See, those are the young men that's from the state of Texas on that roster. Trace Young, Isaiah Stevens. He was a bad boy at Allen. Over there. Yeah, he was a guard over there with Obaseki. Baylor Hill.
Did he play on Lowe's team? Did he play on one of Lowe's teams?
With the Seawolves. With the Seawolves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jake and Jalen Lake is the other one. Most of those guys are from the DFW area. 3 of them are, one from Austin, and of course, Chandler Jacobs from Elkins High School right here. This is what I'm saying. Every game, you can go and follow and look up and use the magazine as a resource. If you can get your copy still of the magazine, simply go to rcssports.com. You'll see the big logo of the magazine. Hit the logo, and you can get a copy of them. And you can follow through March Madness. It'll be there Monday. You can follow the rest of the way. It's always fun seeing you see a name like, oh, I remember this guy. I remember him. But anyway, we have.
Let me share something with. Let me share something with me being on this ride with TSU, and I just want to share something with y'all. Just thinking about this, and I want y'all to keep this in a perspective that we're dealing with mostly with 18 to 20-year-old kids primarily right now. Okay, everybody's excited right now because this is what college basketball is all about. Everything that they do, how they train in the summer, recruiting, scheduling, it's all about having an opportunity, Jimmy, to be on this stage over this next few weeks. How you keep your guys motivated to stay connected, because so much of the outside noise, outside of the locker room, is about getting your stats, making sure you're getting enough playing time, or are you getting NIL deals, or whatever the case may be. What does your pro stock look like? ESPN has a guy that comes on, it seems like every other game. It's Mike Smith guy talking about who getting drafted number 1. I think it's a time and a place for everything. Mike is cool. I think it's a time and a place for everything. But Jimmy, we take everything that's supposed to be good and pure about team and made it secondary. So as the coaches, and they're all fighting this battle to say, listen, if we have a good year, we can be playing in the greatest tournament there is. For the next 3 weeks, we have an opportunity to compete for the national championship. I know a lot of people, I know a lot of y'all on this feed don't give TSU a rabbit's chance in hell to beat Kansas. But Jimmy, what's your key word all the time? They have the opportunity to. And a lot of people don't make it to this opportunity. Buzz Williams up there crying because he didn't make this opportunity. All these 84 of these guys, 64 of these teams up here, has a chance right now. Even Colorado State, who's now, I think, of Michigan, came back and took the lead. But that, Jimmy, I mean, I just wanted to share that with people because so we don't get them in. But 354 teams, 353 teams, and the 64 of us here starting this day. And Texas Southern and U of H are 2 of them right there in our city. So I'm just proud, Jimmy. I'm watching the guys down here. They shooting around. They just get prepared. They locked in. And I just wanted to share that, which I wish I was on video. I would have flipped it around so y'all can see it, what's going on out here. But, Jimmy, this was everybody, Jimmy, everything that you're doing this weekend, right? You trying to get guys what? Give them an opportunity to get a college scholarship. Not necessarily, yes, some of these guys can get college scholarships this time. Some of these guys can get college scholarships this weekend. So this is the stage that you're trying to get on, whatever level, D1, D2, D2. I got a story tonight. Make sure you watch the broadcast tonight. I'm not going to give it away today. I'm going to share a story about the kid from the star kid from Kansas, Hawaii. How he wasn't Jimmy a highly recruited player. Jimmy, he didn't get recruited to halfway through his senior season. Jimmy, a lot of people didn't want him. Now he got the chance to win the Wooden Award. So let me tell you something, mamas and daddies. I know we try to, Chris Walker said, Robert, don't, I tell him don't be a dream killer, but he's talking about be a realist. I said, but guess what? I'm glad Habaji didn't listen to me. He just kept getting better. Jimmy, what you said sometimes, man, some kids just get better. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. Today, I'm being in this situation because of y'all. I've been to the Final Four for 30 years. I've been to NCAA tournament, but I have never seen it from this side, ever. And I appreciate every listener on the Chop Shop for putting us in this position of power so we can go and have a guy like me being around these young men right here. So I just thank y'all, Jamie. I know I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let you go finish the show because we got a lot of stuff we got to go prepare. But I'll see y'all next week with so much news about everything. And next week going to be on the pop. So I'll see you have a great event. Y'all keep me abreast. Everybody who be texting me and tweet everything. Tweet the Spring Icebreaker. I want to know what's going on in Spring Icebreaker so I can talk about it up here on the bus and tell everybody on the bus about it. And everybody up in Dallas about it. So make sure you're tweeting about the Spring Icebreaker this weekend because I'm going to be looking. So I'm out. See y'all on Monday. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Yeah, now, there goes Haller. And, of course, guys, as promised, I only had an hour to give today, and we are at the finish line for that hour. So we're going to going to ask you guys to share the show on your way out the door. There's a lot of stuff we talk about. Make sure the Spring Icebreaker you download. It's an app called the RCS Sports app, right? And I invite you to download that app. And upon doing so, it will keep you updated in a timely manner all weekend about the Spring Icebreaker. You can pick a certain team, follow that team, but download this. It's free to download. I don't get a dime off of that app. So, but it does save a lot of wondering who won this game, what's going on, how they doing. And all games will be streamed live via Baller TV. So Baller TV will stream all games live. And thanks for Ivan Pettit for that fun fact. I'll give it back to you again before we land the plane, that Houston is the only city with 2 teams in the tournament that are right across the street from each other. University of Houston and Texas Southern are pretty much one block apart. And you can, Yates High School is the connecting property that's owned by Houston Independent School District. Basically in the street, Scott Street, separates TSU from University of Houston. Props to both of those programs. Much success in their games within the next 24 to 48, 36 hours. But anyway, I got to get up out of here, guys. Make sure, once again, download that RCS Sports app. And I'm about to go and populate the showcase games. for Saturday. Remember, this thing is going to be rocking this weekend. It's going to be great. A lot of the top talent that you guys seen all year long and read about and heard about, you get to now put names with faces. Because remember one thing, a lot of people who do well during the high school season, it generally doesn't translate over to the grassroots season. And there's a lot of people who does well in the grassroots season will get back to their high schools and have to play a different role for the betterment of the team, and you don't see the same type of productivity. So now you try to see who can have success on both layers, both non-scholastic and scholastic. But anyway, guys, Robert Hatter on location in Fort Worth. Hopefully he'll be off to another city next week if all this goes well with Texas Southern pulling off a couple of big upsets in Fort Worth, Texas. Wouldn't that shock the hell out the? I mean, first order of business is Kansas. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, guys, we up out of here now. See you on Monday. You guys be safe. And a matter of fact, I may be on Monday because we'll know. We'll try to get on the second half and join Hatter. We'll see how this thing goes over the weekend. Peace. I'm up out of here. Man, I got to get my energy level up, guys. It's one hell of a weekend coming, boy. Chop, chop. Later.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. Yeah, it's lit in the Chop Shop. Turn your dials up in the drop top. They ain't based in debate, but they keep it fact straight. Going 30 for 30. Let's do a first take on Facebook Live from 12 to 2. Rob Hatter and Jim Hicks going back and forth like Carter Ray, Skip Bayless, and Stephen Smith. From on the court, off the court, straight to the field. Not a man that steals, but I made it steal. To the octagon where I fight to kill. We go face to face, then you write your will. I don't play tennis, but I bring the racket. I'm on the floor, I attack the basket. Put you in the casket when I'm overlapping. Never showing mercy, cause I'm always snapping. Never showing mercy when I'm in the arena. Step into the ring, you see me as